Couple of questions. You've asked me lots. I've got a couple for you.
Go ahead.
What brought you here?
Yeah.
And tell me what you actually do, because a lot of real estate companies kind of say they do what you do.
Yeah.
But I'd really like to know, the depth that you go as compared to most others, because we try to do what you do. We're also selling houses and finding rentals.
Yeah.
So sometimes, a dedicated person handling that is a better way to go about it.
Yes.
So what do you do first?
I'll start. What do I do first? So when we arrived here, I guess it will all it comes together. But when we decided to come down here, it was really in that spirit of adventure. We've always wanted to live in the South. We too watch HGTV all the time. And so Sue was featured in Christmas of 2020, and we thought, maybe this is like the universe giving us a message. My husband had lost his job. Why aren't we doing this? So there was no reason not to. And within 3 months, January 1st to April 1st, we had done everything. We had sold our house, packed our things, sold our things, bought airline tickets, and flew out April 1st of 2021. When I arrived here, and I still am, I'm a speaking coach. I help people with presentations. I created a program called Teen Talk, so I do speaking for teens, which is something I'm very passionate about. It's like where I find my joy. And within a few months, I was helping people who were coming down here, just organically. The networking queen that I was in Canada, I was just doing it here. Can you help me? Can you tell me? And then somebody said, why aren't you just doing this as a business? I'm like, push off. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Took me a couple weeks to think about it, and then I thought, okay, maybe. And by the fall of last year is really when I kind of took the bull by the horns and said, yeah, okay, I'm going to do this. And that's when I launched Welcome to My World with Nat, my YouTube channel, interviewing people. And the depth of what I do is really a culmination of all the careers I've had over the last 30 years, and I'm bringing them all together. So tourism, hospitality, customer service, and the last one being the most important. And I know what it's like to travel. I know what it's like to be taken care of. And we moved here, and like you, nobody really helped us. We sort of dropped off, was taken to a store. My husband, like I said, did the groceries, and it was like, let me just grab what looks familiar and like hope for the best. And we are very resourceful, so we figured it out. But when you're coming here, and let's say you're a family of 4, you have 2 young children, now you're packing your house, that's a lot of stuff to think about. So I really help you from A to Z. And there's a couple of different packages, but really at the end of the day, I help you figure out what it is that you need to do at home, what you need to pack, what you need to ship, what is going to be important for you, because everybody's story is unique. Everybody's experience will be unique. And then help you through the travel process, and then help you when you arrive. So yeah, do the groceries for when you arrive, take you around, show you the places, be the person that will have your best interests at heart. And my goal really is to save you time, money, energy, and a lot of tears. I don't guarantee there'll be no tears. I'm just saying that there'll be less tears because we want to avoid some things. So I'm your advocate. When you come down, I'm your advocate. I am unbiased. I'm looking out for what's best for you and your family.
So is your clientele from any specific area?
I would say North America is the bigger one right now. I've had a few calls, like inquiries from Europe, but I'd say North America are the people that are calling me the most, and they are looking for change right now. They're looking for a new reality. There are things going on in our countries that they don't agree with, and they want to change. They want something different for themselves, and that I can totally relate to, because that's what we have created down here is change for us and for our daughter. And it's not always easy, as you know.
Yeah.
And there are days that are hard. And I think what I've created and what I've brought to light for real estate agents and real estate companies is real estate agents have a niche market, right? Or a niche job to do. And we all have a zone of genius. I'm not a real estate agent. I know real estate, I understand it, but it's not where my zone of genius is. My zone of genius is taking the client by the hand and making them feel safe and secure, and showing them and doing all the things with them. So I feel like that's how I complement a real estate company is like, let's be like stick in our lanes but get to the same destination.
My favorite saying, stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. And it's not to say that there's no overlap and there's no dotted line, and that there can be, but a client, and I think about, I was an event planner for a few years in a company in Montreal, and at first I thought it was very bizarre because there would be salespeople which would sell the event, and then they would pass on the event to us, the coordinators, which we coordinated all the details, and then the day of the event it would go up to the event planners on the floor. So there was like this 3-step process, and I remember thinking, this is ridiculous, like, these are my clients, like, I'm going to take care of them. But eventually I realized, like, the planning piece that's where I was good at that. And on the floor, well, those guys, that was what they were. They handled all the staff. They handled the AV. They handled all the particularities of the day itself, the execution of it. So we worked really in tandem, and that's the idea, working in tandem with real estate agents and companies to show that, let's take care of your people.
Yeah, and I can see that because we sell a place, people move down, and then, there's a lot of back-end work to make sure that they're getting all the things, their services, they're coordinated with getting their whatever they're shipping down and all of that, and we're doing it, right? But we could be doing other things if we knew our clients were handled by someone who was competent doing it. Because a lot of people do get other people here to do it. They really don't know what they're doing either, right? They're hoping for the best, and it doesn't always work out so good, because we've heard lots of great stories. We've heard lots of ones, I wish I'd met you guys before. I hear that all the time. I wish we'd met you before, because we wouldn't have done this, and
Where were you 6 months ago when I got here? I'm like, I was here.
Yeah.
You didn't answer my call.
Yeah, and we get that too.
And I never want to make anybody feel bad. You have to do, your reality is yours. So I'm here and I'm available. So, I had a story this weekend, and the person has reached out a few times, and I said, yeah, when we start working together, we can move in the process. Because at the end of the day, this is a service-based business that I get paid to do. So you can expect it for free all the time. I do a 30-minute call, see where you're at in the process, where we can line up together, see if it's a good fit. And beyond that, that's where the service starts. So, she ended up renting in Encuentro, but she's a retired person, and I'm thinking, how are you going to get around?
Yeah.
Who's going to, what is that going to look like for you? I think I would have probably maybe given her more options where she would have had accessibility to things without needing a car right away. Encuentro's beautiful, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's particular to a set of people.
But again, this is where having someone who's feet on the street, who knows, there is a public transit system.
There is.
Most North Americans aren't going to take it.
No.
But I do know some that do, and they actually enjoy it, and it's inexpensive, and they're okay with that. But not everybody.
Not everybody is. We've been here, this is our 14th month. I've never taken a guagua.
I've been here 8 years, and I've never taken a guagua.
So, and I'm not snooty.
Guagua is a bus, just so everyone knows.
Yeah, it's a little bus. Yeah, exactly. So, so it's really about looking out for your best interests, and that's really, I take joy in that too, because I see the smiles on my clients' faces, and I know that I've done good.
So I've got one other question.
Okay.
Your close friends or your circle from Canada, where you came from, what's their take on you being here, and have any of them moved down?
None have moved down. For the most part, we got very encouraging, like, you go girl. Yeah, for the most part. I'd say family were a little like, oh, right? Because it also meant we were taking granddaughter away, niece, and we were very close family. So that created a bit of I think a difficult, it was hard. Luckily, technology now is so much better than back in the day when I traveled, 20 years ago, where we just had phone cards and you had to go to a calling station, and now I can FaceTime my mom and dad every day if I want to. They can, if our daughter goes to Taekwondo, I take a video of what she's doing, her progress, and I send them the video. So everybody's abreast of what's going on here. Nobody has moved down. We've had few people visit, and I think that's just because of the current worldly situation, as I call it.
True. You came in the middle of that.
I came in the middle of it. We came at a time where for us it was things were mandated, things were recommended, so we didn't see the problem. I had one friend say to me, "Why don't you wait?" And I was like, "Wait for what? What am I waiting for?" Wait for her to finish school. We didn't have a house anymore. We had to move out. So there was no point of waiting. And like I said earlier in an earlier conversation, I'm a doer. I'm like, yeah, we're going to do this. When I left for cruise ships 20 years ago, I got the job on a Friday, and 10 days later, I packed my apartment, moved it back to Quebec, and was on a plane to Vancouver. There's no waiting.
So it's funny, you said something earlier. You said there was no reason to stay. So for us, it was the exact opposite. There was every reason to stay, and only one reason to go was just to go.
Yeah.
Right? And I've missed a few opportunities. I'll give quick, brief
Yeah.
history. I once got a job in Australia back in 1991 through a company I worked with. They had a branch there. I went through all the paperwork, everything. I got a visa. I was ready to go, and I balked, and I didn't go. And I regretted it for the last 30 years. So when Christine decided, okay, we're going, this is it. It was like, I didn't put up a big fight. It was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Like, I was upset about, how do we do it? It's not in place. But I wasn't upset about doing something, because if you don't do it, then you'll regret it forever, is what I felt. And we've had several people come down. Most people thought we were, I don't know if it's politically correct, but crazy. To come
I'm
here.
sure some people did think that, they just didn't tell us.
I'm sure most of our friends thought it, and they have been down, some of them, to see what it's like, and to see, are you guys still, you got all your marbles, and now there's family that comes for 6 months of the year, some that are coming longer. My son has been here for a while.
Because essentially, and I think that's what people forget, right? Yes, we're in paradise. Yes, there's palm trees outside my door, but we're still living life. We're still doing life. It's just that we're not doing it in Canada. We're doing it here.
And I think that would have been different. Like, we spent 6 months in Punta Cana. It's not the same. It's the
vibe is different.
Very, very different. It's much more transient. Here it's much more, like I said, small towny.
Yeah.
So when people come here and see that, they like it, but they still think we're not all there.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Like, right now, the thought of even living, it doesn't even.
No, me either anymore.
I can't even fathom that, because we just enjoy it so much. Not just for the weather, the obvious things, the weather, being near the ocean, our daughter playing outside at school every day, living these incredible experiences. We just enjoy it. We just enjoy it.
Yeah, us too. Even on a bad day, it's still not a bad day to look out at your pool and go for a dip.
Absolutely right.
Even though I don't do it enough, but
cool.
It's good.
Excellent.
It was okay. It was great. Great
Thank
talking
you.
to you.